Hi Stampers, this is Judi Anderson with JudiStamps.com, and today I'm showing you how to actually create the Easter basket in our Progressive Project number 3. And today you will need a piece of Wisteria Wonder cardstock that measures 5.5 by 5.5, and then a strip of Wisteria Wonder. This one, it happens to be 11 inches long. If you have one that's 8.5 inches long, that's fine too. That's for the handle. So we're going to get started because I'm going to try to actually assemble the basket today too. So you're going to take this 5.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and we're going to score it at 1 3/4 inches on all edges. Now, like I was telling you earlier, I did some of these for my children for Easter. They're grown-ups, but they still like their baskets. And some of them I scored at 1.5 all the way around, and some at 1 3/4. And I will show you the difference at the end of this video when I show you the completed baskets. But the difference will be, if you do it at 1 3/4, the actual basket will be smaller but taller, and if you do it 1.5, the basket will be wider and not as tall. So we have our score lines. Now what we're going to do is, on opposite ends, we're going to cut on the score line to the crossing score line real quick here with our paper snips. And then what I'm going to do is, I like to, whenever making a box, on the flap that's going to go to the inside, I'm just going to cut a little bit of a triangle out, and this helps form your box a little bit better. It seems just to fit in case you don't cut it exactly on that score line. Sometimes you have a little bit of a lip there and the box doesn't want to form quite right. So you just remove those if they're stuck on there like that. And then we're going to take our bone folder. Your bone folder, when you're making boxes, is one of your most important tools. What we're going to do is we are going to score on all of those, or fold on all of those score lines, and make sure you get this nice and crisp. The next step is we're going to take some of our sticky strip, and we are going to flip this over so we're looking at the outside of the box, and we are going to attach 4 pieces of sticky strip. Now, you would normally think that you'd put it up here, but what we are going to do is, you'd think that you'd be putting it along these edges. You actually want to put it along this edge, because this is going to be the top edge. So there, and then 2 on this side. And we are just going to rub those a little bit and then pull the protective coating off. Real simple. And get those all off. And like I said, we're just making a simple box for this, for your the base of your basket. Okay, last one doesn't want to come off. Okay, we're going to start folding this in. We're going to flip this over, and I take the left one. Now, you don't want to rest it flat, because remember, we cut that little piece of triangle out. So you just want to pull it up, match the end here and the top, and press. Opposite side, you're going to just bring this in, match the end and the top, and press. And it's that easy. Just real quick, and there it goes, forms your basic basket or your basic box. Then for the handle, I'm going to show you real quick and zoom in just a little bit. What we are going to do is take our scallop lace ribbon punch, and I'm going to line this up. I'm going to turn this upside down so you can see. I'm lining the edge of the card up with the edge of this right on the inside here. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but by putting it upside down, you can see it. And the important thing is, you also want it riding against this edge here, and punch. Then from then on, you can do it from the top. I find it easiest. And what you're doing is lining these little scallops and holes up with this part on the punch here. So you're going to line those up, you're just going to run it down, and then the other important thing is to make sure that this edge is tight. You don't want this edge tight because you've already punched out. See here, when you punch it, it takes a little strip out there. So you want the left to be along the edge. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so maybe you can see this a little bit better. It was a little bit too close. So we're lining these scallops in the hole, in the little punch holes up. This edge is long, tight along this edge, and just punch out. And it's just that quick. It goes very, very fast, guys. You just remember that rule and continue on. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and I've already got one done. Next, we're going to take some more sticky strip. I'm going to put a piece along the front, about a 1/2 inch down, a little bit more than a 1/2 inch. Those aren't going to quite meet because your doily isn't. We're going to wrap the doily around it. It's not going to quite meet. We're going to wrap this around the corner. Another one over here around the corner. So you're going to do that on all 4 corners. And that one got a little bit too close to the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this one over the top of it a little bit. And then just rub its belly a little bit so it comes up. Real quick here, remove all these protective layers because I want to get this basket done in this video for you. Okay, we're going to take our lace doily, and starting where you had those 2 strips together, the smooth side out is the right side. I'm just going to attach the doily. Now I'm leaving a little bit of a space on the sticky strip towards the top because we're going to adhere our designer series paper. Now this is curved. In sewing, what we would do is, and you can do it here too with the paper if you wanted, you could just clip a little dart out, but I actually like it when it ruffles a little bit. So I'm just going to continue all the way around, and where it ruffles up, I'm just going to fold it a little bit to form that pleat or that ruffle. And you'll notice that I'm not taping it all the way. I don't need it taped all the way because when we put our designer series paper, we are going to use a little bit of glue. And oops, this one I didn't quite put it towards, I actually put this side over too much. But that's okay. You're not going to notice it once I get the front on this one. Okay, now I'm going to take my multi-purpose glue and just put in between the sticky strip on the Wisteria Wonder here. I'm just putting a little bit right above it because that's where our designer series paper is going to go. And we're just going to line that up and just cover itsy bitsy part of the lace and just keep continuing around. Okay, and we're stopping on the side, and you're going to notice that you don't need the 2 full lengths. And what I'm going to do here, and I want you to pay close attention to this, is with the chevron I'm going to match up the chevron pattern there, a little bit right there, so that you're not going to see where it stops and it starts again. Okay, push it down, meet the front up, and then trim it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is with our little U and the scalp mat is I'm just going to take a little, I'm going to take 2 of our leaves and did them backwards here. Sorry. Stick it on. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to tuck it under a little bit like that. I'm not worried about that stem being there because that's going to be covered up with the next one. And this one I'm going to tuck under. Like that. And I got a little bit of the glue on my fingers. Okay, now we've got a little bit of a stem sticking out. We're just going to trim that off. I'm going to lay that down. And I'm going to take one of my little flowers and our pearls, and taking the medium pearls, sliding your scissors underneath just to lift up that glue dot, and then lift. That way you don't remove your pearls without the glue dot. The other three I already did ahead of time for time's sake here. Okay, I'm just going to put 3 dots. I'm going to put one here, one out here, and one down here. And I'm going to put 3 flowers on there. Just to help decorate that a little bit and do a little pop of color. I just love the way that strawberry slush pops against this Wisteria Wonder. My favorite color combination when I was young was purple and orange. Okay, now we're going to take our sticky strip and I'm going to put 2 pieces, one on each end of the handle. I recommend either using sticky strip to attach the handle or your multi-purpose glue, because you don't want that handle to come off. Somebody's going to pick it up by the handle, so you want it to stay on. So we're just going to put a little bit of tape on those. Remove this tape. Okay, I gotta rub it. Not doing what I'm telling you. Rub the belly, and then it comes off so much easier. Then I'm going to decide where on the basket I want it to set in the center from side to side. I'm going to take just a little bit of the Tombow multi-purpose glue, put a couple dots on there, and where these doilies didn't quite meet up, we're going to attach that on the front of the basket. So as you see, this basket's shaping up. Now we cut another leaf. We're going to take this, put just a little drop, and this is where you're probably going to get some on your fingers because of the holes on the handle. I want that leaf to go to the front a little bit. Just hold it for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be long enough just to get it to stick there. A little dot of multi-purpose on the back of our flower. Stick that on the handle, and once again holding it on there for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that's your little Easter basket. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. So isn't it just too dang cute? So that's a little Easter basket with a little decor on the handle. Take some Easter eggs, fill it up with some little treats. And as I promised, I'm going to show you. So I filled that one up. This is the one that's actually in the beginning of the video. This is the one I was going to do today, but I decided to show you how to do the ruffle. So, and then this is, instead of attaching to the front of the basket, I attach them to skewers with a glue dot, or you can use hot glue. Then I'll stick the candies in there and stick that in. So this is the one that goes with that one. Here's another one like we made today, all finished. Here's one that instead of using the U, I use the egg little stamp that's in there, and once again that's going to stick in, and instead of putting the flowers on the basket, I put them on the doily on this one. And for the final one that I wanted to show you, instead of wrapping around with designer series paper or doily, I actually use some of our chevron ribbon on this one and some of our glitter brads, and then this one will also stick on the inside. So I hope you enjoyed this week's Progressive project. I'll come back again in a couple weeks and bring you another one. Until then, happy stamping. Bye-bye.